Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Texarkana to El Paso, the Panhandle to San Angelo, the Permian Basin to East Texas, Waco, Wichita Falls to Lubbock, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, the great Kate Boone of Holy Trinity Catholic High School in the Temple area, and our private school winners of the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Well, Kate, it's amazing we can even slow you down. You're so fast to be able to slow you down to do the interview. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Very good. So good to talk to you. Well, what does it mean to you to be honored amongst the best in Texas with this really unbelievable, prestigious award?
Yeah, I'm truly honored to be receiving this award. It's really incredible that y'all are doing this.
Now, you have been ranked in the top three and finished in the top three in cross country and in track and field. It's pretty remarkable what you've been able to do. What's this whole experience been like for you? And when did you discover you had this need for speed?
I started in seventh grade. Some of my friends were like, "Hey, you should go run," and I had previously done soccer, and I tried it out, and I beat everybody, and it was kind of a shocker to learn that I had this ability. So I stuck with it, um, and just continued running.
What's interesting too is, and now that you've been in it and you've been so well coached by Coach Warren's and crew, you kind of learned that there are things that you can do to make yourself faster and more quicker and just more, basically have all the tools to be even faster than you already are naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that process.
Just having the right mindset and knowing how to compete against each other, and coming out of being a small private school, and being like a diamond in the rough, and not being under the radar, and showing people who you truly are with your competition and your race strategies.
It's interesting how you kind of discover this speed, and you played soccer, and obviously there's a
Mhm.
lot of running with that. Did that help you realize how fast you were and kind of develop that speed?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it helped with the endurance and being able to maintain speed for longer periods of time.
You talked about how, you come from a small school, and often
Mhm.
I feel like the smaller schools get overlooked when it comes to the big state championship picture. Do you feel that that's the case a little bit? And are you out there to kind of prove people wrong?
Yeah, I do think that private schools get overlooked because we're just little schools most of the time. Um, and going out and proving them wrong is really incredible, and it leaves them shocked. So it's nice to know that you can do that.
Well, you do so well in the classroom, and I know you're a cerebral athlete and you're always kind of
Mhm.
analyzing the situation. When you go into these meets and you see the girls from the bigger schools that you're going up against, what goes through your mind and how you attack them?
So like before a race, I'll look at the times, and I'll scout out the people and find out who they are. And I just try to know where I stand and know where they stand, and push myself to be up with them, and to get into their heads a little bit, to make myself more efficient, and compete better.
What's been the reaction from the bigger schools when you're right there with them and you dominate like you do?
Yeah, so a lot of the times they're shocked, and after the race they'll be like, "Hey, where are you from?" Or, "Hey, you did a really good job," and "Oh, I didn't know you were gonna be up there with us." Or it's kind of funny, but most of the time they're shocked to see even their coaches. They're like, "Oh, I didn't expect her to come from the from the pack."
I know you've bonded and made some really nice friendships with some of the girls that you've competed with. When
Mhm.
you get to the state level and you're playing in these big track meets and with cross country, Often you're going up against the same girls all the time, right? And you're going up against girls from Austin and Marble Falls, and you guys have become friends. How have you been able to pull that off? Because you're supposed to be enemies out there.
Yeah, so being at the front at the end of the race, you're the first ones finished and you have a little chat afterwards. You're like, hey, you did a really good job. And seeing them at meets with each other constantly because we're all small schools or we're bigger school or competing against bigger schools. And the friendships, they just grow over time and we push each other to get better. And we talk to each other and be like, hey, how are you doing? I hope you do good at this meet. And it's just about positive attitude and positive energy towards supporting each other. So,
Who are some of the girls you've enjoyed competing against?
I compete with like Faith Murphy. She ran at Marble Falls, but now she's at Anderson, in Austin, and like Avery Frank in Austin or from Sabio, um, and like Olivia Brillhart from Belton. Um, it's a bigger school. So just friendships over the years in high school.
Well, academics have been a big part of your life. You excel in the classroom. You've been at a Catholic school for your entire schooling years. Tell
Mhm.
me about why academics are so important to you.
Academics help you in the future and what you want to do. So if you stay on top of all of your school and stay on top of your work, then you can have a successful outcome in life and help you with your management and all of that in the future.
When you look at Holy Trinity Catholic, I mean, this is a school that has maybe 80 kids in it. Is it kind of an us against the world mentality there, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so because not a lot of us get noticed, and it's big being getting noticed from a small school. So just putting the talent out there for it to be noticed is incredible.
I know you've really enjoyed being in that community. It's such a tightly knit kind of family community
Mhm.
that's going on there. How would you say it has shaped you and your family?
I'd say it since it is a family and you're a family in within a family, it's just a huge community and everybody supports each other and everybody knows each other by their name and um it's just like close relationships that everybody's positive energy helps supporting each other is really incredible.
Most kids kind of shy away from the big stage. You're one that really attacks it and embraces it. What is it about those big moments in the state competition that you enjoy the most?
Yeah, I like being in the spotlight. I like showing my talents and being from a small school, I like standing out and I push myself to be able to have that ability to stand out, um, which I really enjoy.
Looking at some of the other sports you play, you also play volleyball, and I know it's a very challenging district for your school. Why is that?
Mhm. We're such a small division and we're playing with some of like the higher divisions, which is it's a little challenging. But our team works together and we do our best and we push each other and grow as a community.
I know you kind of act like a 3A school, and then you're going up against the 4As and 5As, and they just have so many
Hmm.
numbers going up against you guys.
Right, right. And they have subs. We have like two subs sometimes, so
That's a
it's
lot of volleyball, no doubt about that.
hmm
Well,
hmm
looking at your family, your dad was a big baseball star. He was part of that 1997 team at Temple
hmm
that played baseball and went all the way to the Final Four against those great Houston Yates teams in state championship tournament play. Your mom played college volleyball. So between the two, where did you get the most of your athletic prowess from?
I'd say it's a huge combination of both. Just a lot of athleticism, and it's a lot of hard work and dedication that they both came from, and I definitely can see that in myself and pushing myself and just a lot of dedication to what you love. for
Yeah, I look at
volleyball.
your dad. Temple was probably the highest bar set in this state in the late 90s, and he was there right in the middle of it with both football and in baseball. What are the biggest lessons you learned from him about competing on the big stage in this state?
He always tells me, uh, work hard, have fun. If you're not having fun when you're doing it, um, why are you doing it, essentially? Um, but put in the efforts and then make sure you stay calm, cool, and collective. Not get ahead of yourself, be in the moment, and just push yourself.
Now, your younger brother plays soccer. He's also a
Mhm.
great athlete. How much do you push each other and kind of feed off of each other?
We actually are very competitive. That's probably growing up where my competitiveness came from. We're always pushing each other. He's a fast like sprinter because he has to do that in soccer. So we'll race and we push each other and um yeah, just challenge each other. We're a really good combination and
What's your average training week in cross country? How many miles are you running, and how do you control yourself and make sure that that you have that fine line of not pushing yourself too much and making sure that you're fresh for the events?
right. So I think we do like 20, 25 miles a week, or for me at least. And we'll do like interval trainings, we'll do long runs, we'll do tempo runs, speed training, just depending on what day we have for the race. Um, and just working up and not too much to where we're burnt out for the race. So just monitoring it throughout the week, race to race.
Your dad talks so fondly about you, saying you're such a great kid, you're never in trouble, always helping out. But there's something that happens that just flicks a switch there in athletic competition where you become an animal. What happens? Where's that transformation coming from?
Um, I don't know, honestly. I show up and I'm like, I this is who I am and I know I've worked hard for it and I know that my training won't I can trust my training and it'll carry me through the races and through my sports. So and I know I'm talented, so it's it's good to know it, but not to be too cocky about it. Um, and it just keeps me kind of on top of the situations.
What kind of hype music do you put in your earphones before you compete?
So I typically listen to there's a band called Andy Frasco. I listen to Outkast, uh Childish Gambino, just like rap, upbeat music. It really gets you motivated and running with the beat.
I was thinking more Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande. I like that. Outcast. That's back in my day. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive
I'm a
stuff right
huge
there.
Outkast fan.
Well, your coach, John Warrens, was the one that nominated you for this honor. Tell me a little bit about how important he has been in your development in running.
He really he at first I was like, "Oh, I'm just running this race." And he's like, "I see something in you and you can be great." And he really pushed me to reach my potential and I still have a lot of potential to reach. But he's pushed me to who I am today in my running career and um he's really like pushed me to be the best I can be.
Well, it's definitely working. There's no doubt about that. What are you like away from athletics and all the running? What do you do? What are the fun things that you like to do?
Yeah, so I enjoy like hiking and kayaking and paddleboarding and rock climbing. I just love being outside and in the nature. Um yeah, spending time outside. It's nice.
When you're such a fast runner, do you find that people that find that out want to try to challenge you and see if they can race you?
Yeah, so some people in my school are like, "Well, I bet I could beat you in this." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't think so."
What are your future goals in running? Do you think you want to take this to the college level and maybe even the Olympics?
Yeah, so I plan on running in college. I've talked to several colleges so far. Um, and I don't know about the Olympics, but I have ran in the Junior Olympics for 2 years, like the previous 2 years in a row, um, which were very successful, and I do plan on running in college and continuing my career.
Well, Kate, congratulations. So great to talk to you. You are our private school winner of the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Thanks so much for doing this. Continued success.
Thank you so much.
Your Greater Texas Ford Dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford Dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.